The poet John O'Donohue says, "Every time you leave home, another world awaits you, into a world you were never in." And I started thinking of the network of acupuncturists in New York State, each practitioner and practice being like its own world, serving its community in different areas of New York. We all have different styles of acupuncture, different ethnicities and backgrounds, and we live in different areas of New York State. But we all have one thing in common. We are ASNY. Okay, we are in Amityville, New York, visiting Dr. Theresa Dember-Neal at Sandbell Wellness and Beauty. Let's knock on the door.
Hi, welcome. Come on in.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you for coming.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just to
Sure.
get to know you better. All right. So what is a typical day like for you?
So a typical day, I come in, I look at my schedule, I review it, I make sure it's posted on the wall so that I can see who's coming when, and then I prepare before the patient gets here, and I prepare the room and make sure it's ready for them, and then I wait for them to arrive. I may also look up their ailment, if I see if I have any questions about it, any new points that might, practitioners might be using. I use that time to also study and review the patient's chart.
Very cool. So Theresa, will you show me around the clinic? Show me what, say, one of the rooms looks like.
Sure, come on in.
All right. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that Buddha.
Thank you.
And this is the area where you relax.
Thank you.
And a little bit of your acupuncture needles.
Yes.
And let's see. So what kind of patient cases do you see in a typical day?
In a typical day, I might see shoulder pain, frozen shoulder, neck pain is very common, back pain, low back pain is extremely common, and some upper back pain, some GI disorders, irritable bowel is another one that I see. People that have irritable bowel come in, and they're also treated in addition to their regimen that they're on.
Very cool. So you see a whole plethora of different complaints.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything you turn away? I'm actually curious. Like that you wouldn't treat so much?
If somebody is actively bleeding, something that's emergent,
Yeah.
I'm not going to so much turn them away as to get them to urgent.
Refer out.
Refer them to the emergency room or somewhere that they can get immediate care.
Yeah. And then they can come back for acupuncture after that.
Exactly.
Will you show me the waiting room where patients go to? I'd love to see that.
Sure, it's up to your left.
Oh, cool. Okay. So how long have you been in practice for?
I've been in practice since 2016.
Oh, look at the fish
See it if
tank.
you like.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you got a little flower pillow and some beautiful artwork. Cool.
Thank you. Those were gifted to my clinic.
Oh, that's awesome. So how long were you in school exactly?
Well, for nursing, I was in school for 3 years.
And then for acupuncture?
And then acupuncture was 5 years.
Wow, that's a long time, huh?
Yes.
And where did you go to school?
I went to school at New York College of Health Professions, and then I went to school at Pacific College of Chinese Medicine.
Okay, beautiful. And what did you like most about your school?
I loved learning other modalities. I loved, looking at the different ways that Chinese medicine works in the body, and it was just such a joy. It's one of my favorite things to do is still to continue to learn about Chinese medicine because it's just so exciting to me.
It is. It's so full.
It really is.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I saw you have a little tea station. Can we take a look at that? Because that looks pretty awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a nice feature. Oh, and look at that chair. It's a beautiful chair.
Thank you.
I love how you have like different waiting zones.
Yes, it's important for people to have warm drinks, especially now as we're moving into the winter.
Yeah.
So I have a little tea set up.
Yeah.
I also bring ginger tea in the winter time. I bring
Yeah.
a little ginger tea for people to have tea.
And explain this artwork. That's really cool. It's like, is it a mandala?
This was also gifted to my clinic. This is kind of a lotus concept.
Yeah.
But it can be looked at as a mandala. It can be looked at that way. But it's just a art. She knows I love lotus, and so she gave that to me.
That's beautiful. And I see you've got your restroom right next to the tea station.
Yes.
That's pretty
Just
awesome.
in case.
Yeah. And let's go to the first waiting chair where you probably interview patients when they come in, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you've got your diplomas. That's awesome. How would you describe your treatment style?
Okay, so it's basically like from a Zang Fu perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would like to. I know I was taught some Japanese and some Korean style. I'm kind of in the middle between the Japanese and the Chinese style. A little Korean acupuncture, but you know, mostly a Japanese, between the Japanese and Chinese style.
You know, I think a lot of practitioners actually do hybrid modalities because we do so much continuing education.
So much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
I agree with you.
Okay. Thank you for letting me have a seat. So this is probably where you interview patients, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And what is that?
This is a pie. I told one of my friends that you'd be stopping by.
Oh.
He's also a practitioner, and he sent this for you.
Oh my God, an apple pie. That looks amazing.
Yes. This is a very famous pie place.
Let's take a look again. That's so cool. I love their logo. It's so important to have a good logo.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'll grab that at the end. Let's just take a look at your desk too. Now, so you've got the acupuncture man, the acupuncture ear.
Yes.
A
little Zen station.
Yeah, that's
Little Zen
beautiful.
garden.
A little lotus, a little sunlight, and you've got your area with the 4 agreements and some statues. That's so cool. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the points. The very favorite point. What is it?
Okay, so liver 2. I really like that point because it clears heat from the body. It also activates the channel. It works on the whole liver channel. So, and it's just one of those points that it's kind of good for a lot of things. It kind of is in charge of the smooth flow of qi, and you know, it just clears up that anxiety. You know, people having hot flashes. It helps with that. And it's just one of those really, really good points that's very helpful.
Yeah, I love it for clearing liver heat.
Yes.
It's so awesome.
Yes.
And I saw that you were treating a friend, and a dear friend, and you showed me a picture of her tongue, and I'm just gonna screen to that. Just the back of the tongue has distended sublingual veins. We're gonna show a picture of that. Here you go. And the front we couldn't see very well, but you were showing that there is black on
Yes.
the edges where you would typically what they would call the liver area.
Yes.
And of the tongue, and there was actually black. Was that worse before she started getting acupuncture?
It was a lot worse. She
Yeah.
was having bleeding, uncontrolled uterine bleeding. They tried to stop her bleeding, and it was very difficult because she has a factor V Leiden, which causes clots.
Yeah.
So it was a very difficult balance for her doctors to treat because they would stop the bleeding and cause clots.
Oh my
They would
goodness.
stop the clotting and then cause bleeding. So it was a very hectic balance. So Chinese medicine coming into the picture was a godsend for her because she was looking at facing hysterectomy, so which she did not want. And she's very knowledgeable about her care, and she wanted something different. So she came to me. She asked me, and we started doing treatments on her. And now
I do want to say also we have permission to talk about this case, but of course we're keeping that identity undisclosed. Like, we're not telling anyone, and she gave us permission to do that. Yeah.
So she had, now the bleeding is under control. Her period is regulated to once a month, and she's feeling so much better.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Good
you
work.
so much.
Good work. Yeah, I'm sure she's getting great care in your hands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. She's been one of my greatest supporters in telling everybody what Chinese medicine has done.
Well, because it's made a huge difference. The proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
And it's funny because I think that's actually why acupuncture is growing so intensely, because the proof is in the pudding and we're getting results.
Yes.
Patients are improving in their health.
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is a good example. Liver
I'm
too.
just so grateful for Chinese medicine because this is my place.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So I wanted to ask you one more question. What is the one thing you think is the most important issue for the acupuncture field today?
Access. Everyone to be able to have access. We were all made to get insurance. Everyone has to have insurance. We need insurance to be able to pay for acupuncture so that everyone can have acupuncture.
Yeah.
Acupuncture for all.
Yeah. So would you like to see like Medicare, Medicaid, access to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some people are really, really hurting, especially now, and they really need help. And not everybody wants to take a pill. Not everybody wants. Sometimes they can't take it because it affects their blood pressure, or they can't take it because it makes them feel sick, or So this has virtually no side effects, and it helps them to feel better, and that's the whole point.
Beautiful. It's all about the patient care and helping them improve their health. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it was really lovely meeting you, Theresa.
It was so nice meeting you too.
Thank you so much.